Vettel drops a bombshell at Aston Martin. German driver Sebastian Vettel competed in Formula 1 from 2007 to 2022 for BOMBSHELL, Toro Rosso, Red Bull, Ferrari, and Aston Martin. Vettel is one of the most successful drivers in Formula 1 history and has won 4 World Drivers' Championship titles, which he won in a row between 2010 and 2013. Vettel holds the record as being the youngest Formula 1 world champion. He also has the third most race wins, 53, and multiple podiums, 122, and the fourth most in pole positions, 57. Vettel started his Formula 1 career as a test driver for BOMBSHELL in 2006, making one appearance in 2007. As part of the Red Bull Junior team, Vettel appeared for Toro Rosso at the end of the year. There and retained as a full-fledged pilot. Pilot period for 2008. Vettel was promoted to Red Bull in 2009. With Red Bull, Vettel won 4 consecutive titles from 2010 to 2013, the first title making him the sport's youngest world champion. In 2013, he set the record for the most consecutive wins with 9 matches. Want to know about it in detail? Well, stay tuned till the end. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will talk about Vettel drops a bombshell at Aston Martin. Meanwhile, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. That being done, let's start. Vettel signed with Ferrari in 2015 to replace Fernando Alonso and became the closest challenger to Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton in 2 titles in 2017 and 2018, although he ended both years with a runner-up position. He left Ferrari at the end of the 2020 season to race with Aston Martin for the 2021 and 2022 seasons, before retiring from Formula 1 at the end of the 2022 season. Vettel started the 2011 season with wins in Australia and Malaysia, before finishing second at the Chinese Grand Prix due to poor tire management, possibly related to his inability to properly communicate with his team due to the radio. His is broken. At Monaco, Vettel took the lead in the race, but due to another radio incident, the Red Bull team was unprepared for his arrival. His record of 14 consecutive top starts and 11 consecutive second-place finishes ended in his home race, where he qualified for third and finished in second. Private. In Italy, he took the 10th pole position of the year, where he joined Ayrton Senna as the only driver to win 10 pole positions in 2 separate seasons. Vettel has joined Aston Martin for the 2021 season, replacing Sergio Perez. In his first race weekend in Bahrain, he took a penalty in qualifying, forcing him to start last. While Vettel started well, he collided with Esteban Ocon, causing him to take a penalty and finish in the 15th. He received 5 penalty points on his superlicense. Aston Martin team principal Otmar Szafnauer showed no concern, as this is a very different car from Ferrari, missing laps in pre-season testing, and a very impressive start to the race. In the 5th race of the season, Vettel scored the first point for the team with 5th place in Monaco. In the next race, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, he took the first Aston Martin podium with 2nd place. Vettel also finished second in Hungary, but was later disqualified after his car failed to deliver the required 1-liter fuel sample. He finished the season in 12th place in the driver's standings, ahead of his teammate Stroll. Throughout the season, Vettel made 132 overtaking, the most of any driver, and won his first overtake award. Vettel missed the first 2 races of the 2022 season in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia after testing positive for COVID-19. He was replaced by Aston Martin reserve driver Nico Hülkenberg. In July 2022, Vettel announced his retirement from Formula 1 at the end of the 2022 season. Due to engine problems, a race that stemmed from his home race at the Spanish Grand Prix in May, Alonso's form gave Alpine a decisive lead in their fight with McLaren. 4th place in the Constructors' Championship. "I am happy and proud of the performance," said Alonso. "I think 2012 those were my 2 best seasons, even higher than my championship, when we had a dominant car in those years 2012 and 2022. The next will be the 2032-2012 season of the year." He almost beat Red Bull's Sebastian Vettel to the championship despite driving an inferior Ferrari car, is widely regarded as one of the strongest performances of any driver in the modern era. On that occasion, Vettel edged Alonso's season finale in Brazil after a first-lap accident left him dead last. Following the race, TV cameras captured Alonso's now famous 1,000-yard stare after he got out of his car, although he has since claimed he was waiting to congratulate Ferrari teammate Felipe Massa. Despite Alonso being in his best form ever and bringing all of that racing knowledge with him, Aston Martin needs to be careful. Like we said earlier, there is a darker side to Fernando Alonso that gets hidden by his brilliance. Alonso has been known to be very demanding when it comes to what he expects from his team, and former Formula One driver turned TV commentator Mark Shura has suggested the same could happen at Aston Martin if the team which does not act wisely. He is fully motivated, he pushes a team. He is also a politician. Shura said at the teams where he was before there were always heads that rolled. Let's see how we'll be at Aston Martin now. Fortunately for Aston Martin, though it seems like the team boss might crack, is well aware of what the team have got themselves into and is relishing the challenge. He said, "He can push us more than a driver who does not have that caliber. It will maybe much more difficult than it is." Alonso can create Aston Martin willing to take the chance and profit off the good parts of the legendary driver crack. Said normally drivers with this experience do not have this desire to win. Normally this desire goes down, especially if they've won already. Fernando has this unique combination of speed, hunger, motivation, and experience. For us, it makes the perfect candidate. The downside could be that if the car we deliver is just not good enough, then we know it gets difficult. But it gets difficult with every driver. If the car is not fast enough, we think having someone like Fernando is important to make the next step as a team to avoid giving Alonso a bad car and keeping the team positive and constructive disappointment. Aston Martin has a lot of work to do. Aston Martin has had a disappointing season at the start of 2021. Team owner Lawrence Stroll set them a target of being capable of winning by 2025. But after finishing fourth in their previous guises Racing Point in 2020, they slumped to 7th and now 9th in the past 2 seasons. Strollers funded a new factory which is due to start coming on stream early next year. Although Alonso does not officially start with Aston Martin until the new year, the 2-time world champion was able to take part in Tuesday's post-season test running in Abu Dhabi with the British team. Alonso completed 97 laps in the AMR 22 car, setting the third fastest time of 1 on 26.312s before handing over to Lance Stroll for the remainder of the Pirelli tire running at the Yas Marina circuit. Summing up his day, Alonso said he was surprised by everything during the race, largely to help him adapt to the different sensations of driving an Aston Martin. "This year's car is not anywhere near what we will run next year," said Alonso. "It's not something to be confident about or anything. Not that it's going to be a continuation of this car or anything. For sure, they had a very strong weekend here. Sebastian Vettel qualified ahead of me, so I don't think there's much of a difference between Aston Martin and Alpine this weekend. I feel the same way. I feel a very competitive car. Both Aston Martins are in points, so it's still a good car. When I signed for Aston Martin, I was 90% happy. When they started to improve and finish the season strong, I was 100% confident. This morning I was 100 and now I am over 100. Alonso had a nasty year with Alpine in 2022 as repeated reliability issues resulted in 6 DNFs, leaving him behind teammate Esteban Ocon in the final standings. He said his withdrawal from the final race of the year in Abu Dhabi was a summary of the season after his power supply appeared to have a water leak. But Alonso was pleased with the reliability demonstrated by the Mercedes power supply used by Aston Martin in the test. "When they told me the engine mileage last night, I was worried because I said it was a bit high by my standards," said Alonso. "But we ran 97 laps with no problems, so it's really special." So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. And that's all for the day, guys. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next one. Until then.